The lesson.
Oh, yeah.
I guess the last thing I want to do is I've got a bit of a rundown in dot point of your resume, some of your highlights of your musical career so far. So I want to just touch on some of those and, maybe you pick out one or two that are kind of standout moments for you.
Okay, yeah.
So, we talked about how around 2013 is when 2012, 13 is when you met Sesk. And I think, shortly after through Sesk, that's when you met Enter. That's how you got into the whole Trap Runners thing. Now, in 2017, you had a track with Mercs and Juggerter, which was for Body Bag Media.
Yeah, Bagsy filmed that one, yeah.
Yeah, so you've had, and is that your only single on Body Bag?
I think I've done a one take. Oh, look, I think Bagsy, before Body Bag started, or just as it was starting, I got onto him through Sam and Nebs. I think that's them we're using, Bagsy. And I actually went up there and I think he filmed one of my tracks called Keeping Up, and I did a one take for him once as well. But yeah, I think that was probably the main. I think we got Bagsy to do that clip for Catch 'Em Running.
And then you've got a song with Enter, which was like the classic, Welcome to Hurstville. And that was from his first album.
Yeah, that was from his debut album, yeah, Southside Story.
Which is the one that you mixed and mastered as well?
I've done probably post-production mixing. Majority of the mixing and recording was done by his producer, Mason, who produced all the tracks. Yeah, mad freak, man. I just did a lot of the post-mixing, and then I think we sent it off to somewhere to get mastered. So yeah, and I think I just did the feature on that for the hook for him.
Now that was a big song. That's a bit of like a legendary tune. The year after 2018, I think early in 2018, you had a feature with Flows and Enter, Nosy Neighbours.
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
And I'm gonna assume that was the first time that you'd met or worked with Flows.
Yeah, it was the first time that we'd done a track together. Yeah, I think we were talking a little bit through. Social media and stuff before then, but I think that him and Enter were probably making music and kicking off back then. So they sort of hit me up and said they wanted a verse, so I jumped on that one as well.
Now, just to briefly touch on Flows, because I've gotten to know Flows pretty well. I think we shot an interview a couple of years back, and since then, man, it feels like I've known him for a lot longer than I have.
Yeah, he's one of them lads that you meet. Me and him, we talk daily too. I spoke to him, we speak every day, man. I told him I was going to wear a nice blue shirt for him on camera, you know what I mean? So yeah, solid bloke, bro. One of the realest to do it for sure.
And you recently you did the Sydney show with Flows and Menace like only a couple of weeks back, but yeah. I heard that that's actually the first time you guys have met face to face.
Yeah. So it's that fucking, when did we do Nosy Neighbours? 2017, yeah, 5 years. Doesn't help when he goes to jail for 3 years, but hey, that's part of the game, bro, and that's his journey and his story, obviously, as a peer and a mate, man, can't be proud of him, for what he's doing right now and just as an individual. So, but yeah, first time, but same thing, we sort of had a bit of a giggle, and I think that's the relationship you get with everyone. You talk so much, you know each other forever because you're just so in tune with what your story is and what, your journey and your morals. And then when you meet, it's like, it's like, oh, what's doing? Nice to meet you. But you're sort of just like, oh, you're my brother. You're one of the boys. We're just kicking back, But yeah, first time we met, it was good. It was good to finally, I guess, face to face. But, I think we've got that relationship, that we could just never see each other face to face and just, you know what I mean? Because that's the relationship you build through music with people.
100%. And then I think it was not long after that, so maybe 6 months or something, that's when you filmed a music video clip for Sally 14.
Yep.
And then I think also 2018, you were involved in a big gig with Enter at the Metro Theatre. I think Mercs, Hooligan Hefs, Double L, Gravy Baby, Skis Loren was DJing.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that one.
Then, not long after that, you guys brought Mike Righteous down.
Yeah. Yeah,
from
that was
overseas.
that was Seth's idea. It's one of his, I think, if not one of his favourite MCs, and he hit me up and said, let's start this touring company and let's bring him over. We brought Mike Righteous over, which is another one of those things with the boys, like, just one of those weeks, man, like, or for me, it was a couple of days, like, I'm pretty much tour manager, and I'm, if you can drag 10 rappers around the country, bro, you can do anything, let me just tell you that. So, yeah.
And I just, this is what I wanted to ask you, because, I put on events of all sorts, including live hip hop concerts, and, the people aren't to know how difficult it is to put on a show.
It's tough, man.
And not to just put on a show, but to put on a successful, smooth running, professional show.
Yep.
Now, just out of my personal interest, I looked at that and I was like, fuck, I couldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, it's, look, I think that for me, in the financial aspect of things, when you come from an environment where you've took much bigger risks, then it's tiny. I think, to be honest, I think our number for the mic thing was around the 25-30 to get it to happen. Bit of a learning process for Seska and myself. But yeah, like, there's a reason why a lot of artists don't do a lot of shows and touring, because, I've always been business minded. I've always, obviously, had some skills and assets that allows me to understand how to make a business run smoothly and how to make events. I mean, not saying that I haven't learned through putting shows on, but you've got to sort of lead the way, and you've got to say, this is what I need, this is what I needed. And obviously, having taught myself the technical background of music, what speakers we need, what bumping time we need, how much security we need, what's on the rider, like, because all these, rappers that think they're Tupac and shit want beers and fucking, I tell them, listen, fuck off, you can get a couple of waters. They're entitled, bro. I know I can see you laughing on camera. They won't see this on the interview, but all you rappers that are entitled fucks that just think they're Tupac or Biggie Smalls, man, relax. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, promoters, it's probably easier for me to say, Sanchez, because people know when I don't play, I can be a rude fuck. And they'll just go, oh, no, good luck, so I don't want any drinks, just put waters on. Right? But there's a lot that goes into it, bro. And I really enjoy that part because of the business sense. I think the probably most successful show we done the Mike Righteous tour, which was Sydney on a Friday night, Saturday Melbourne Laundry Bar, Sunday afternoon Perth. And I think, yeah, for me to be a sober head and I had about 2 hours sleep all weekend, and obviously to dragging 10 rappers around and a few of the boys that are, I guess, I don't know, they call themselves baggage handlers or fucking private security, right? Trashing hotel rooms and fucking forgetting phones and me. Oh, bro, we haven't got enough time to explain, but there's a lot of shit that happens behind the scene. But yeah, I really enjoy that because I'm a real business-minded person, and it gives me an opportunity, one, to connect with fans, and two, when it works out and it's all good, everyone eats and everyone gets fed, everyone makes some money. We done the re-up, and we had, this is how crazy the re-up was in 2018. We had Chill in It, we had Wombat, we had Enter, Mercs, Gravy, myself, Sesk, Double L, man, so many names. We had 1-4 on that show, and we also had Nookie and Kobe D who come down, and Kid Leroy actually performed that night too. So, like, yeah, to see people like Kid Leroy and 1-4 to come through my stage and, look up to me and say, bro, I love your music and shit like that, and then jump on stage to go worldwide and stuff. That's opportunity that we create, as because if we're not putting these shows on, these kids like Kid Leroy aren't going to continue to go down this path. You know what I mean? So not only did you
sorry to cut you off.
No, you're right.
Because I had this in my notes, the re-up gig at the Factory Theatre, and I know all the lists and names, but were you the person that put that event together?
Yeah, definitely wasn't Sesk, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I put it together, yeah. Now, look, this is how we sort of work. I'm going to tell you how me and Sesk work as business partners. I say to Sesk, okay, listen, you're a fucking entitled rapper. You deal with all the princesses, right? Ask them what they want. Let me do the business side of shit. And which works well, because it sort of lets him tell everyone, hey, listen, I want you on a show, connect with the artist, and he enjoys that. And I do more of the technical side of things, of how much foldback speakers we need, the email in and stuff like that. And, you know, obviously he jumps in and chips in, but, you know, he'll tell you straight out, look, Lux. Any questions, ask Lux. Lux knows what's going on. But, yeah, we put that on. And we're planning to put some big shows on next year and the next few years. But, yeah, it's definitely a learning curve moving forward.
That's crazy, man, because, yeah, like, I thought you performed on that show. I wasn't aware that you were the person that put that together, as in now I'm like really reading all the names over again. I'm like, fuck, I gotta ask you, how was it? And I guess you kind of half answered it. How was it managing all those egos?
Yeah, look,
on the one bill.
As much as I joke around and, you know, put shit on myself and all us rappers that we can be a bit entitled at times, all them lads, bro, on the show, and any boys that I have done business with, man, it's nothing but love. Do you know what I mean? And out of, you know, like I said before, I'm a mirror. I treat people how they treat me. And all them boys, man, from every single act on that thing, they come to that show and they perform that show out of the love for hip hop, but also love and respect they show me and Sesk and whoever's involved in it. Because we show them love. And, you know, everyone knows their position, bro. And I think when you live, you know, in an egotistical world, you've got to, you know, have that bit of humbleness to sort of, you know, bring you back down. And I don't know, maybe that's what me and Sesk sort of bring to it. I know myself that, I guess you would say, pretty well respected throughout the industry and by peers and other rappers, because what you see is what you get, you know. So yeah, I think it just comes down to we're all on the same journey and path, and we can come together and have a mad night and some memories and, you know, all that sort of stuff, man. It's all love.
And who was the actual headline act of that event?
I don't know. I don't think really had a headline, eh? I think I've got a feeling that. No, actually, I do know. I think it was Chill and Wombat, because they were just starting to really pop off at that time. Like, Chill was the body bag, you know, thing started to pop. Yeah, 1-4 boys I think they had Shanks and Shivs out, so they were sort of just starting. But yeah, Chill and Wombat, yeah, they were like, I think Chill was the first one to really start hitting them fucking big numbers and streams and go, you know, take off, bro. So yeah, I think Chill and Wombat, and I think, yeah, we performed before them, yeah, and we wanted that way, bro. Like, even too, I could be 50 Cent, you know what I mean? If I'm putting a show on, I want who I think in that moment, you know, who are the fans coming to see last? Who are the fans staying for to midnight? All right, and that moment, they were staying for Chill and Wombat. You know, yeah, they wanted to see me and the boys, but at the end of the day, man, you got to know your position. You know, it's not like fuck you, you can go first. Whatever makes the best show for people to go, oh, but every time these boys put a show on, we're going to that.
The lesson. 927. Oh, yeah.